joined by Sean Rodriguez, the faster payments leader for the Federal Reserve System. How about we start off by talking about what your role is at the Federal Reserve and what you kind of do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so my responsibilities these days are to lead the Federal Reserve's initiative on faster payments and our look-see with the industry to see what we could do to enhance and upgrade our payment system with faster payments capabilities.
So why is this necessary? Why does this need to happen?
So our thinking, we've done a lot of research on this, and we've done a lot of work with stakeholders across the board in the United States to figure out this whole notion of a faster payments capability and why we need it, what are the enhancements, the benefits. We're lucky in the US not to be the first country to implement a faster payments capability. So we're in effect not going to be on the bleeding edge of the change. We have a number of countries to learn from. The UK, Australia, South Africa, a lot of other countries have been through this change. So we're learning a lot from those other countries about what's worked, what hasn't, what could we do differently in this country. So we're taking those lessons learned and engaging with a broad spectrum of stakeholders in the US to try to divine a way forward to get to a faster payments capability.
What are the implications of not having this at the moment?
It's in some ways, the implications are not taking advantage of the opportunity to contemporize our payment system in the US. You know, a lot of the capabilities we have in the US are fairly old. You think of the ACH payment system, the check payment system that we have, even the credit cards, debit cards, those are not brand new systems, and they've been iterated and evolved and all of that, and very useful. But with all the technology capabilities these days, what we're learning from around the world is, and the world we're living in, it's about real time in every way. We should modernize our payment systems to reflect that.
And kind of looking ahead to when this is sort of in play, what do you think the main benefits will be?
So I think there are benefits lots of different ways, particularly for end users, both consumers and businesses, to be able to manage their life, their financial life in real time, versus having payments take multiple days to take effect, to transact business in a real time way, not only personally but as businesses to be able to be paid. Particularly small businesses to be paid more timely than they are today with current capabilities is going to be a real enhancement. So I think that's going to be a huge benefit for end users, businesses and consumers, but I also think there's going to be a real benefit to the financial institutions in this country to have this kind of be the moment in time where they take the opportunity to modernize and upgrade their own internal payment capabilities and back rooms to bring those up to date.
I mean, I guess it's just giving businesses the option to be able to do it, right? Not everyone would necessarily want to use that capability.
Well, I think it's, in order for it to be effective, what we're really focusing on is this notion of ubiquity. That you and I, if we want to make a payment and we had dinner together and we want to split the bill, I want to know that I can effectively split the bill with you and not have to have 55 different apps to be able to interconnect and transact business with you or anyone else. So if I can have some certitude about the capability and it has this ubiquitous feel to it, then I think we've achieved what we're after.
I mean, it's funny what you mentioned about having so many different apps to pay for things, because I feel like payments it's quite busy with different apps maybe doing the same thing. I mean, do you think it's too busy, or do you think there's still sort of space for innovation?
Well, one of the things we learned in our research was that part of the problem with our payment system is we have a number of closed loop networks, is what we call them, where you and I are not hooked into the same payments network. We've got to somehow interoperate, or I've got to join your network or you've got to join mine for us to do business with one another. And it's really cumbersome when you have multiple rules and sign-ups and authentication and all those things you have to do to be a account holder or part of a particular network. It's really clunky and burdensome, and certainly doesn't even come close to this thing called ubiquitous.
For sure. I mean, you've been in the payments industry for quite a long time. What is it that keeps you coming back for more? What is it that keeps you wanting to be part of it?
Well, the truth is, I've been at the Federal Reserve for over 30 years, and I've never seen, and I've worked in the payment space for a large part of that experience, but I've never seen the energy, the innovation, the creativity that's occurring in the payment system, and the focus on the opportunities as I've seen today. This conference is a great example here at Money 2020 this year, where we have over 10,000 people focusing on what we can do in the payment space. This wouldn't have happened 5 years ago. And so the energy around the notion that we can be better in the payment space and leverage all this great technology we have these days, from mobile phones to all the real-time capabilities in other different spheres, it's really an exciting time. So I'm glad to be a part of it and have some role in helping to push the dialogue along.